we speculated before the game, before Penn State went and took that L to Northwestern 20 what was it 22-21? I
Yeah,
believe it
22
was.
21.
Yeah,
22 I got it
so
pulled up there.
we speculated it and
Drew
it
Allen had his
happened.
worst game of the year. Worst game of the year. And he
He's
got
out for the
hurt.
season.
Yeah, he's out for the season.
McLovin, was James Franklin's firing premature?
No, it was needed. Let me
Yeah,
tell you why.
yeah,
From
go
what
ahead. Yeah, I want you to dive
from what
into
I've
it.
been hearing, he's like it's a him thing, not it's a team thing. You know what I mean? He's not a team player. He's if the team does well, that's because of me. You know what I
So
mean?
you think like kind of like Kurt Signetti-ish?
Yeah.
Like you think he kind of
He
he
all he
just
thought
his
about was
chin's a little bit higher.
himself. Right.
I can see that.
And
But what I wanted to dive into is just the initial season implications for Penn State and what that does. He's fine, obviously. I mean, he got $50 million.
yeah, from the fire.
What did Ed O get? Ed
Uh
O got a huge cut too.
yeah. I think it was like close to 770 if I'm not mistaken.
No, well, I don't. I think the biggest one ever was the
But
biggest one ever was what's that guy? Jimbo from A&M.
yeah, Jimbo Fisher got the biggest one.
Yeah. And so you write the man a $50 check and tell him to go down the creek. And after 6 weeks, he is now gone. Now that is, I think they said that makes 5 head coaches gone this season. What I'm going to take you. What would be your hindrance on letting him make it to the end of the season?
I mean, you just want the bad vibes out. You know, I heard from the interim head coach today. I think this morning after you woke me up. By the way,
Yeah, I did.
But I watched the video and he's like, we gotta start from scratch. We gotta win. You know, we're focused on winning. We're trying to do the best we can. You know, and that's what you want to hear from an interim coach.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
I don't know how the
with
backup's
that.
going to do, but
He's probably going to do how a backup normally does, and that means it's okay to lose.
right, it's okay to lose, but you want to
So
definitely win.
so if you have a backup coach coaching your football team, then it's at least you think it would be justifiable, right?
You know, I think they win this week. It's against Iowa. It could go either way, but you have Ohio State in 2 weeks, then Indiana, and still Nebraska on the schedule.
I think 2, if not 3, are going to be lost by Penn State.
You might go 3-3 the rest of the season.
No, that's fair. And at this point, so hear me out. Okay, let's just talk about how college football works. In the pros, you have Bill McNair. Excuse me, my voice is going out, as you can tell. I'm a little scratchy. But anyways, back to what I was saying. In the pros, you have Bill McNair, right? Runs the Texans organization. And that's the man that knows what he wants to do with whatever he wants to do with that organization because he puts the money forth, right?
Right.
So in college, you have boosters, donors, and whether it be 10 to 15. And so when you get that boardroom together, and it happens at Texas all the time, a lot of these people, they like showing up on Saturdays and participating in the game day rituals that not rituals, that sounds weird, but game day experiences at Texas or so on and so forth. But anyways, they pay the money. So at the end of the day, if they don't like this guy, they're going to get rid of the guy, right? So it all started at the loss to Oregon at home, which to me was not a good. I think that was a bad loss. That was because, like we said earlier this week, it's not the same. If it was Penn State 3 years ago, like, okay, we're still building to a program. You were supposedly built towards that program last year and made what was it? Was it a Final Four? I don't know. I know they beat SMU, but anyways, you made a splash last year. Okay,
Right.
My kids are so dead gum loud right now. I'm trying to focus, but I want to go out there. But anyways, so these donors, they make these decisions because they're the money makers. And I think they got together and was like, after that, which justifiably, this is where, like, I'm thumbs up and I'm thumbs down. If we're talking Aggies, it's thumbs down always. But I'm in this situation, I'm thumbs up and I'm thumbs down. I understand why you can't, as Penn State and where they are with Katron Allen and the other running back and the rest of the team, they have a team around there. They had a lot of smoke this offseason. And then you go and lose to UCLA. How, but, Nico Amalia, Nico played the game of his life. I think we can both agree. You watched the game.
Hey,
Nico looked like
right now. UCLA.
Are they playing? Yeah.
They won this past weekend.
But Nico Amalia played the game of his career, especially for this year. That was probably maybe his best game of his career. Takes down Penn State. Then Penn State has a chance to make it up in a very easy way, manageable. Who is Northwestern? What's Northwestern's record?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up. 4-2. 2-1 in the Big Ten.
Not bad, but come on, dude. Let's just be real. We're not professionals at this. We're just going to call it how we see it.
Well, looks like their quarterback was 17 for 26 for a touchdown, so he didn't turn the ball over. They ran the ball well.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Let's just, call it how we see it. There's levels to this. As much as we don't want to say that what Indiana is doing right now is crazy.
It is.
Because I would have said the whole thing of there's levels to this. I don't expect Indiana to go walk inside Death Valley and beat LSU. There's just levels.
Yeah.
They have proven me wrong. And I'm an Indiana believer and a supporter because I have no stock in the Big Ten.
Right.
But back to James Franklin. This is what I think happens. He loses those two games, and the Oregon game was a gut punch because he hadn't won. He was 0 of 18. After that, he was 0 of 19. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Anyways, lose those two games. I can't. Who? How would you vouch for him if you were at Penn State? What would you say to a board or a president, a boosters? How are you going to just? Well, Penn State was a tough one, but you've lost 18 of these and you have won 0.
Like, how do you go to his side and say, hey, we need to keep him because he is a good coach? Well, he's 0-18 against top 10 opponents. You can't even back him up at this point. You're like, all right, now you're losing to unranked opponents. All right, you got to go. You know what I mean? If this was the LSU head coach, he would be out of there.
Oh, 100%.
That's just
100%.
The one out.
You know the term, you don't have a leg to stand on? That's what you would be looking like in front of the president and board of who boosters there at Penn State. They wanted him going, and guess what? God forbid he finds a way to rekindle the flame and then go beats Ohio State. How are you going to justify getting rid of him?
Right.
You can't justify. Okay, he wins the big one. And you know what's funny is I just thought, I was like, dude, it's just so bad. Like, that's why I'm saying it's hard for anybody, as much as they do love James Franklin. It's hard to sit there and say, well, yeah, I wish he would have got another shot at it. Because if you remember last year, Ryan Day goes and Ryan Day loses. Like, Ryan Day was fixing to get fired. I'm 100%. I don't even know a one person up there in Ohio. What, we got Jason. Shout out to Jason if you're watching. God bless you, brother.
Jason Hillslip.
But I don't know one person up there that works for that organization. But I can assure you, if he didn't do what he did, he was fixing to get fired, because the Michigan loss was bad.
Yeah,
like, they had lost to James Franklin's. That's what I'm saying. James Franklin's Oregon loss was like Ryan Day's Michigan loss last year. It just looked bad. It left a bad taste. And like I said, he kind of put the nail in his own coffin. But this is what I want to say to wrap this up, because I know it's a long-winded conversation. Here's another thing to think of. This is one thing that two things that we're not thinking of, but one thing for sure. I think the reason they got rid of him as early as they did is because now you have NIL, and now you have early transfer portals. People just hit the transfer portal after 4 games. Texas lost the running back today. It's okay. He'd go back to Florida. Wasn't good. Just my opinion for Texas fans watching. But I think that's what it's getting into. And I'm going to let you comment on this, because I want to know how you feel about this. But when you have these portals opening and then you have NIL, you have to realize you've got to delegate. You have to kind of split up how you want to split your NIL up. Do you want to pay some guys on your roster to make sure? Some guys won't be taking it seriously. Some guys will leave. Some guys will stay. You don't know what that is. Right. And if Penn State waits to, in their mind, if they wait to start, because these people are already talking to coaches, right? They're already getting DMs in somebody's message phone. I'm sorry. I thought a lot about this. So that's what I'm saying. They've got to move quick, because if you don't, you're going to be flat-footed come time when Sark and Brian Kelly and some of these other guys, Kirby, they're going to be running wide open as soon as this season's over. And you're going to be sitting here trying to find a coach. And then once you got to find a coach, usually the first season's like, well, he's just working with the recruits he had and the players he had.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Which I've heard 2 big names.
Yeah, you need to comment, because I'm out of breath.
For the head coaching search. I heard 2 big names. One is Matt Rule. He is an alma mater of Penn State. So that's a big one. And Brian Kelly is one as well.
I mean, how do you comment on how you feel about that? I mean, that's your coach, bud. Are you like, do us a favor?
Just like, thank you.
Yeah, do us a favor.
You can have them.
Well, coming from the LSU fan, promoting his own head coach, leaving the program. God bless him.
Please come take him.
Well, but so you even have Matt Campbell at Iowa State is a great coach. I love a coach that looks like he may kill somebody. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube, but he may down somebody out there. Sorry for the YouTube. Forgive me. But anyways, yeah. So I like a coach that has some grit to him. I love. Now here's the other problem, McLovin, and then we'll move on to game reactions. And I know we've spent a lot of time on this. We've got a clip here. The problem is everybody is fixing to be hiring.
Right.
And it's not just like Joe Blow. It's not like Lamar's hiring. It's not like no. Florida's eventually getting there. Like, that's pretty much inevitable.
Right.
So Florida, Penn State, and then look, there's going to be some more coaches. I'm telling you right now, if Brent Venables He has the worst schedule coming up. Look, can you look at the Oklahoma's back half of their schedule?
Yeah, I can.
Brent Venables has the worst schedule coming up, and he very well likely may get fired. Like, and I don't mean to like, I don't wish
Yeah.
anybody getting fired. That's not what I'm saying.
They got South Carolina, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Alabama, Missouri, and then LSU.
Exactly. So and that's what's crazy is they were like
a hard schedule, buddy.
They were sitting there saying, "Well, Oklahoma can afford to lose this game. Texas can't." I'm sitting here like, dude, Oklahoma may have 3 losses on the back end of that schedule. They can't afford to lose nothing.
Nothing.
That's brutal.
Yeah, that's a crazy
That's brutal. Anyways, I just want to say that there's going to be a huge job opportunities at Florida State, dude. Florida State's another one. Florida State has completely went south of their Alabama win at the beginning of the season, and they throttled 3 powder puff teams. They're another one. So it's just like, you have all these big job opportunities. My point is there that guy or those guys to go around?